Hello and welcome to a Minecraft Levitated. Oops. So in the last episode, we got ourselves to the overworld and unlocked this new advancement page, Sun, Moon, and Stars. Now, I did cut down all of the trees on the second little chunk that we generated and got the rubber sapling. I did get some sap from that and smelt it up. So we have done a couple of quests, but what I want to do today is get to this guy right here, the Void Ore Miner. Now, if we go ahead and head into our drawer room, look over here, and I did some AFKing where I have 17,000 pieces of sap. You can smelt this into the rubber here, and we do have rubber wood. I did get the birch and the oak wood that was there, as well as the oak and birch saplings, and then we have rubber leaves, rubber saplings. We're collecting all the bits, mostly because I set up the rubber saplings in the bonsai pots underneath. So that was just to get things started, and I have been looking through the quest book, and I have over here bookmarked some things that I need. I'm going to need a bunch of litherite crystals. We're going to need a laser lens. We're going to need a couple laser cores, structure panel, structure frame, and the Void Ore Miner controller. So when you start this game, they give you a digital guide. This digital guide's pretty neat. It'll show you the tiered crystals, the assembler, and modifiers. This will show you all the different things. It shows you the tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're trying to get to at least 4, if not all the way up to 6, and we want to make the Void Ore Miner. So we can scroll down here and see that we need 24 structure panels, 20 structure frame, 20 structure panels, no modifiers, 2 laser cores, and 1 lens. Default duration, this is how many ticks it takes up here, 400 for us to get a ore. It's a 7x4x7. So yeah, we need to look into getting that going, and upon looking in the crafts here, we should be able to make the structure panel, we should be able to make the structure frame, but this is going to require the litherite crystal, which is going to require us to smelt down a bunch of our cactus. We do get 4 crystals at a craft, so it shouldn't be too bad. We then need to make this guy right here, and this is just a block of litherite. That's 9 litherite crystals. The interconnects is going to require some black concrete, so we are going to need to make black concrete powder, and the easiest thing for us to get for the black dye is going to be the ink sacs, so we're going to need to set up a little bit of a spawner room for that. Other than that, this diode is going to be a little bit pricey. We have to make the hardened signalum glass, and then we have to make this energy crystal, which is why we needed the rubies. We need these electronic circuits, and these are made in our assembler with a bucket of solder, a refined steel ingot, 2 redstone, and 6 of these copper insulated cables, so we're going to need 2 of these. The refined steel ingot is made in the arc furnace with steel, calcite dust, and coke dust. Coke dust we get from crushing coal coke. The calcite we can get in a centrifugal separator. I said that way wrong. 16 basalt dust will get us a little bit of calcite inside of this machine, and we only need 2 calcite to get the 2 refined ingots that we need. So, off camera, what I've been doing is I've been crushing some of my coke dust, or coal coke, and we have coke dust, and then we have our basalt dust here, nice and done. And if we go over here, we also have this centrifugal separator to which we can throw our basalt dust in, and this is going to take a little bit of time, but we should have all of the things very, very soon. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is to get our smelting of some cactus, and then we're going to need to go into the overworld and probably drop a bucket of water and get ourselves a squid so that we can bring it into here and we can craft up a powered spawner with a squid so that we can collect a bunch of black dye. Now I do I can't talk. I dual-purposed this room here for spawning in the squid so that we could collect our ink sacs. This powered spawner was made the same way I made the other one for the blue slime, and I just decided to go ahead and plop the squids down here because they're going to suffocate not being in water, and then we have the vacuum chest here, which is already hooked up to our system, so we'll take the ink sacs and pump them around, and I put them in a drawer, and it should be nice and easy going now. I did put them in this drawer here, which has an upgrade in, so we're going to be able to get a lot of ink sacs. I do want to make a void upgrade while I'm here, and at some point we're going to shut this off because that is a little loud, or we may grab our... Is it called the nullifier? No, what is that thing called? It's called a sound muffler. Yeah, there we go. We'll throw that guy down there eventually, and we'll be good to go. So, a few other things have happened. We have this machine ready right here with solder. I've got my 2 refined steel, I've got the redstone, and I have the insulated copper wires so that we can start making the control circuit for this guy right here. We need 2 electronic circuits, the ruby, and so on and so forth. I did craft up a bunch of litherite so I can make the structure frames. I should have some black concrete in here. Perfect. So we should be able to dump this in the machine, or in the system, and I need 24 of these, so I'm going to need 24 of these crafts here, and I should have exactly 24. I did that pretty nicely, and now we should be able to make this. I need 24 of those. Hello. Let's throw those in the system. This way we have them. That is the 24 of those. We should be able to make 4 of these. Very nice. I need 2 more interconnects, so 1, 2 more interconnects there. 1, 2 interconnects there. I am going to need to make another laser. Very easy there. And a block of diamond, which we should already have in the system if we look up. Yep. So now we're just waiting on this little electronic circuit here, which we have. And that's good. We should have everything needed for the void ore miner with this energy circuit. Actually, I don't have any of the stuff here because we are going to need to make a little bit of this hardened glass. It is with a signalum blend. I wonder if we can make any hardened glass. Hardened glass. Just any block that is hardened. Aha, here we go. Let's snag this recipe up. So that is lead dust and pulverized obsidian, which can be done in the squeezer. Perfect. Alright, so we make these in sets of 2 with 4 of those. So basically 2 obsidian per. And we need lead, which I don't. I know I don't have lead dust. I have lead ingots though, so we will make a little bit of lead dust. Okay. So let me get a few more things going, and then we're going to do a little bit of testing. Now I want to make these ender chests here from ender storage, and I want to make 2 of these guys. And these are very, very neat little piece of equipment here. So let's set these down and take a look at these. And you can see that there is a white. It's kind of gray, but it's a white system here. And if I open this one, you'll notice that this one over here opens. And if I put my infused sword here, I will see it in this chest. And I think this is the system that we're going to be able to use for sending items back to the overworld, or to the end from the overworld. Now I am going to need the assembler, and I am going to need to make a thing called an angel block. This thing allows us to place this block just in the open air, and then we can set down our void ore miner, and then we should be able to collect our angel block back, and hopefully this all works. The only thing that I don't have that I'm going to need to grab is going to be my flux point that should be over here. Gonna need you, because I do not feel like crafting another one. As a matter of fact, I probably should clean this area up, as well as light it up. But anyway, if we place this guy down, let's just say right here, this will allow us, like I said, to place down our void ore miner controller, and then if we go underneath this block, hopefully we'll get it back. It wasn't too expensive to craft, as you guys saw. So just like the other environmental tech machine that we made, we can sit here and right-click with the assembler, and hold right-click, and it will start to build this machine for us. Now this thing should be complete, and once you get the beam going down to the void, you will know that this thing is complete. Now, this thing can be used over a chunk like this. You would just have to dig all the way to bedrock. You guys can see the remnants of how I got the squid right there. And this thing needs a couple of things to get going now. It's going to need an inventory slot here, and it is going to need some form of power. So this thing uses 660 RF per tick, and it is using it. This has got the this has got power. You can see that this thing is losing 660 RF per tick. Its internal buffer is negative, and there we have our first piece of ore. So now we can go back to the overworld, and we do need to create a system in which we use these ores. We smelt them up, and we... Aha, perfect. So it did work. That was the testing I wanted to do. That was the testing that I wanted to do, was to make sure I saw this in here. But what we're going to need to do here now is iron ore. And this is all the different ways that we can get it. And this is all the different ways, if we press U over it, to turn it into ingots. So we can smelt it and get 1 ingot. We can put it in the smelter and get 2 ingots. Redstone furnace will smelt it. A flux anodizer with a specialization here will give us 2. We can pulverize it, which will give us a 10% possible output for nickel. We can use the tectonic initiator, but that is going to require some petroleum. We can use the pyro concentrator in the induction smelter. With a 100% chance of getting nickel if we were to use cinnabar. Which I don't know... If we crush our redstone ore, we can get cinnabar. I think let's see, let's back up. So that is the induction smelter. We can get 3 with some sand. And I think that's going to be our best bet for messing with the ores. If we were to go, I believe my induction smelter is over here. It is. So if I were to put in the sand in this guy, with this augment, the pyro concentrator, I can triple my ores. Now let's see if that works for gold ore. It does. It works. Let's go ahead and put uses on this guy, and it looks like it works for tungsten, gold, ardite, copper, iridium, rutile, nickel, iron, lead, all of the basic ores, mana infused, which we're not going to get from that, platinum, silver. Perfect. Perfect. So I think this guy is going to be our best bet. And have we gotten anything else? We have not. And we haven't got anything else because what I need to do is I need to chunk load this area. Otherwise, this will never work. So, if we go up here to claim chunks, and where I'm at right here, unclaim all chunks, info. There it is. Shift left click makes this area chunk loaded, and now this guy should produce ores while I'm not here. And there's some litherite, there's some redstone. And what we are going to want to do is a couple of different things. We are definitely going to want to run redstone, or we could do it this way. Oh. The mechanical squeezer yields 12 and then a 50% chance of yielding 2, but this does give us 12. And this thing requires, did I notice that before, that it requires blazing pyrotheum? We may just want to put in the we may just want to do the flux anodizer in the redstone furnace and just double our ores. This way it's not too bad. Actually, this we can make. I just need some more redstone alloy ingot, but we are going to want to start getting a room set up for either tripling or doubling these ores. If we look in our system here, we're getting low on gold. One of the big ones that we're getting low on is silver. I don't know if the Void Ore Miner Tier 1, what all it's going to get us. It will get us the crystal to upgrade to the second one, but we need a bunch of iridium to get this crystal clear laser lens. It will produce iron, redstone, lapis, gold, diamond, copper, tin, and lead. So no, it doesn't get us silver or any of that. And the biggest thing that we're after is this guy right here. And we have one little litherite crystal, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna repurpose this room here. We're gonna go ahead and tear all of this down, and then we're going to utilize this room for an ore doubling room. Yeah. So we've repurposed the rainbow generating room, and we now have a little bit of an automated process here for the different ores that we're getting, such as iron and gold and redstone and tin and all of those things. I have made some room in my drawer system for the litherite and iridium, and now what I want to do is I've set up these item conduits, and I don't believe... If I can get down here, I'll show you. We've put in a pretty advanced filter here, and we've put in diamond, gold, copper, lead, iron, and tin. We will add to this as we update our ore miner, and then inside the mechanical squeezer here, we've put in lapis, redstone, and coal, because that's going to be the easiest way to do this. Now, I went with the redstone furnace here because it's just going to be a little bit easier for us, rather than creating a bunch of pyrotheum dust. And then on the other thing that we were looking at that triples our ore, eventually we're going to have a ton of this ore that's coming in. These things are going to be running for the length of the rest of the pack, so I might as well just double them and send them into the system. Now what I want to do is I want to take the resultant smelts here and crafts here and put them into another ender chest and send them over to my system. So what we're going to do here, and I meant to talk about this when we looked at these, is I noticed these, or talked about these white things here, but if I put a red dye here, you'll notice that this chest opens, and then this chest opens. So that's how we can delegate different channels between these ender chests, is by dyeing these 3 little strips here, and you can do any 3 colors you want. We're just going to do red, white, white because it's easy for us, and then we're going to go over and dig up a, on the back side of our base here. Ooh, it's so laggy. We've got a controller slave right here. We even got an item conduit right here. So, that goes to a chest. Oh, that's right. This was the chicken cooker. We took that out. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this mess up. And we're going to hook up our chest probably right here, just so I can keep an eye on it. Let's see. And then we will make this red, white, white. And now we have access to it. Perfect. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we are going to hook up the, or actually hit the extract button, let these ores start extracting, and then it's just going to be a pretty long AFK session because we need a ton of these erodium crystals to make the crystal clear lens. Clear lens. What is it called? Deuces. I guess it is just a crystal laser lens. It's not a clear. We have just a regular old laser lens in, but we need all of these blocks of erodium, which you guessed it, is the erodium crystals, 9 of them in a crafting. So we need to let this thing AFK, or we need to AFK whilst this thing runs, but we are going to hit extract, and I've also, I need to make sure that I did this correctly. Oh, I do. So this is inserting on the brown channel, this is extracting on the brown channel, and inserting on the green, and I don't think we want to do that because these guys we want to go into this over here. Yeah. So we're just going to back this to green, and we will back this to... Oh, wait. Green, brown. Always active. Yeah, we just want to back the extract out of these back to green. Perfect. And you need to insert from the bottom. And I don't know if I can insert stuff from the bottom of you, so we're going to have to see. Insert and extract. Always active. Always active. Auto output enabled. Auto output disabled. Auto input enabled. Aha. That fixed. That fixed it. That fixed it. So we're going to let this thing run a little bit. We're going to get caught up on items here. I don't believe that the items are actually going into here. Yeah. Why is this happening? Okay, we're going to have to do some figuring. Okay, we did it. This is much better. We're getting all the things. So what I had to do was I had to put the filters on the extract side, and then in this item conduit here we put in the crystals. Up in this item conduit here we put in the different ores that we want in the mechanical squeezer. This does not accept items from the bottom. And then just for symmetry's sakes we went ahead and did the same thing here. Move this conduit here. I may have to make another one of these filters, but anyway, everything is going over here. So now I should be able to replace the flooring here and make it look all nice and tidy. That should work like that. And bam. One more right here. Now, if this system right here can't keep up, obviously we can expand that, and that is why we're leaving this kind of small like this. But it's time for us to go over to the other side of the base where we have the other chest and insert all of these items into our system. And let's see, this should be an insert here, and this should be an extract always active, and it should run through these items fairly quickly. The sheer fact that the void ore miner at the moment is quite slow makes it to where we don't have to worry about the speed in which things are being extracted just yet. We do get into different modifiers in the tier 2, the tier 3, and tier 4, which is what the quest book wants us to get to. And we will be moving up to those different speeds and stuff like that eventually. As I said before, I do believe that we need, for the modifiers, we need like mica, which we can only get from the void resource miner. So this thing we're going to have to create. It's almost the exact same craft that I just did. I do believe that we can why did I do that? Resource miner. We may be able to step this up quite quickly because we're going to a tier 2. And then, of course, if we look up mica, we can actually find not the uses for it. The preferred lens is the white laser lens at an almost 5%. And we're not going to go up to tier 6, though that would be nice. We'll probably stop about a tier 4 miner. So I may just let my void ore miner go until we have the stuff to upgrade. One other thing that we can upgrade is going to be our power generation right here. This guy is just a tier 1 structure, and I do believe if we get that off of our hotbar, we're doing good. We're not generating power, we're not losing power, but I do know that this is not going to be enough to do the next ore miner. So yeah, I am going to sit AFK in here. We are going to look at the, is it iridium or erodium? I don't know. Ore miner. Tier 2. Erodium. And we've got 6 crystals. Yeah, this is going to take a while. But it is nice. We are getting things like lead and gold, and this is cleared out. This guy's going to be getting more stuff. These things are going good. I did get a Signalum upgrade kit, so we have the 3 augmentations. So this is just as fast as my other machines, plus the extra output. And then this squeezer here, there's nothing better for lapis and stuff like that. But gold's going to go up, lead's going to go up. I know we were getting kind of low on all of that stuff. There are quests inside of here that we could have done. We could make this guy right here the Orchid Indium, and that would have turned Endstone into different ores. There isn't one in this quest line, but I know there is another orchid. Is it this guy, the Orchid Ignium? This will turn netherrack into different ores, and then we have the orchid, the normal one, would turn stone into ores. So these flowers we could have made, but they require a massive amount of mana to run. So I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, we're just going to sit here and keep an eye on this. We're going to go AFK. We're going to let this run, and hopefully by the time we come back, we can upgrade our system. It looks like this wants us to make a distiller, but this also does craft a basic machine frame. We're going to get into some tech reborn stuff here, and eventually over to this quantum quarry, which is going to be real nice. We do have to build this. This thing is the only thing that will get us the mana-infused ore that I know of. We have to get a void ore miner tier 4, and then we can start moving over here into this stuff. And let's see, space station from advanced rocketry, and we are going to be going to space and doing some things. We have to put satellites up, and we have to do all kinds of neat stuff. This guy's going to be real nice, the matter fabricator, and then eventually we're going to have to find our way home. So yeah, this quest line is small, but we get very, very grindy in this part, and we get very, very grindy in this part. But these machines here, like the industrial blast furnace, implosion compressor, the electrolyzer, the fusion control, or no, it's this one, the recycler here, and then the matter fabricator. These things are going to make our lives a lot easier. But with that being said, that's it for today. We've made it to making our own ores without having to go mining, so that's very nice. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified when videos like this come out. And as always, if you're new here, consider subscribing, and I will see you on the next one.